From the House of Assembly this week. Ogun Assembly invite former Agri Commissioner, others over illegal deduction of victims of anchor borrowers' funds. Ogun Assembly moves to address logjam on Lagos-Abeokuta Road, seeks establishment of sick bays in schools. Ogun Assembly issues warrant compelling attendance of Ojiba's MD over environmental degradation as host community protest. Sit back and enjoy the rest of the program as we bring to your viewing pleasure.
Lawmakers at the Ogun State House of Assembly in the week under review expressed concern over the persistent traffic congestion along the Lagos-Abeokuta Road, particularly at the toll gate and Papalanto-Iwekoro section, attributing the situation to ongoing construction work by Cranberg Construction Company. Former Speaker, Right Honorable Olakunle Oluomo, and Majority Leader, Honorable Yusuf Sharif, lamented the deteriorating condition of some sections of the road despite recent repairs, noting that the situation had worsened traffic delays beyond the control of the State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Corps (TRACE).
To draw the attention of the state government and this House Committee of Works to the continuously deplorable condition of Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway from toll gate to Abeokuta, and particularly at Pakudu and Iwekoro in touring axis. Recall that the state government has taken over the road project from the federal government. I am surprised at the work being done by the contractor that is handling the project. You discover that if they do a portion today, by the time you go back next week, that portion is gone. They will go back to another side, another thing. And the way they are doing it, to me, is anachronical. You cannot be doing the two sides of the lane at the same time and causing problem for the road users. This road, this side is not bad, the other side is not bad. If you want to face one side and complete it, let us know. This is terrible. People are not spending 3-4 hours at that place. I want you to use your office to invite the Commissioner for Works and the company to come and tell us what they are doing. We don't understand again.
Mr. Speaker, like Right Honorable Oluomo said, the road, that Lagos or the Abeokuta road is becoming embarrassing. In fact, a journey that I suppose supposed to spend like 1 hour from Songo to Abeokuta, we now spend more than 4 hours. It's becoming a serious issue. I want you to use your good office, Mr. Speaker, to call the Commissioner for Works to come and tell us exactly what is happening on that road.
The Honorable Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure and officials of Cranberg are ordered to appear before this Honorable House on Tuesday next week by 2 o'clock.
In the week under review, the Assembly passed a resolution seeking the resuscitation and establishment of functional sick bays in all public primary and secondary schools across the state. Opening debate on the motion, Honorable Damilola Shoneye said the establishment of sick bays would help provide first aid, address medical emergencies, and assist in early diagnosis to prevent avoidable health risks among students.
Mr. Speaker, recognizing that the future of any society rests on the shoulders of its young people, it is the duty of government in any developing society to create an enabling environment where students are not only intellectually nurtured, but also physically safe and healthy. The absence of functional health sick bays within schools has long posed significant risk to pupils, especially in times of medical emergency or health-related incidents during school hours. In line with the global best practices and in the spirit of proactive governance, it is imperative that the state government rises to its pressing need by ensuring that both public and private educational institutions have accessible, well-equipped sick base capacity of delivering first aid, health screening, and basic medical care.
Lawmakers who supported the motion stressed the need for such facilities to be manned by qualified health practitioners.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the provision of these clinics will, among other benefits, ensure one, proximity. It will make healthcare more accessible, especially to those in remote areas with limited means of transportation. It prevents diseases. It will lead to prevention of diseases. With afford affordability, those clinics offer permanent healthcare centers at reasonable cost and also provide healthcare regardless of insurance status, as we have in the state at the present point in time. Control to healthcare is another benefit of having clinics in our primary and secondary schools. It will foster relationship between student pupils and healthcare providers while ensuring personalized as well as continuous care tailored towards individual needs.
Having a sick bay in educational institutions, I mean primary and secondary schools, will also enhance access to healthcare of students or pupils in the school.
I also want to thank the mover of this motion, who I don't know where this motion is coming from, but obviously it's a motion that has to do with a very strong development of our youth, and most especially the primary school and secondary school in Ogun State. Mr. Speaker, honestly, how we are growing in this state and Nigeria really amazes me, because by now we should be keeping tap with the Western world in terms of all this kind of developmental approach.
Mr. Speaker, apart from the health role that it plays, Mr. Speaker, it is very important to the development of these pupils and students in these schools. Because at some schools, if you look at it, the distance to the nearest hospital is very far. It even encourages students to participate in extra curriculum activities like sports and the rest.
The clinic was meant to provide first aid to fellow students, and we really enjoyed it during our days. Particularly as a footballer too, I used to frequent the
When you get wounded,
yes,
you go there.
the clinic. So I think it's a right step in the right direction.
One thing is for schools to have health post or clinic, and another thing is for this clinic to be manned by qualified practitioners. We should look into the area of taking advantage of various College of Health Technologies in the state, train these people so that they will be able to man our sick days.
The House also urged the Ministries of Health and Education, Science and Technology to collaborate in developing a standardized school health policy framework, recommending the employment of graduates from the Ogun State Polytechnic of Health Technology, LESE, to manage the sick base. It further encouraged primary schools to establish first aid units and health clinics within their premises.
Opening debate on the motion requesting the release of the Agowoye Community Hospital to the Olabisi Onabanjo University Teaching Hospital, Shagamu. Sponsor of the motion, Honorable Olusegun Odunuga Kaka, explained that the hospital, when fully functional, would serve the healthcare needs of Agowoye residents and adjoining communities, saying that it was the decision of all stakeholders and residents of his constituency to push for the release of the facility to OOUTH for better healthcare service delivery.
Recognizing the importance of the quality of healthcare delivery to both students and residents of Agowoye community, His Royal Majesty Oba Abdulrazak Adeshina Adenuga has resolved to cede the community hospital to Olabisi Onabanjo University Teaching Hospital for better utilization of the hospital. Whereas the management of the facility by the tertiary health institution will guarantee a good healthcare delivery, ensure professional utilization of the center. Whereas the legislative resolution has become a necessity to protect this decision from being overturned by any person, group, or future administration, thereby securing the intent of the community and ensuring continuity.
Lending their voices to the debate, the minority leader Lukman Adeleye, as well as Honorables Damilola Shoneye and Babatunde Tella, noted that the decision would aid easy referral and render quality healthcare service to the people.
Speaker, I have few benefits of this, bringing these community centers to the hospital training teaching hospital. One is the community center will have access to experienced consultants and specialists to enhance diagnosis and treatment quality. On the other hand, transferring this health center from the community to Olabisi Onabanjo University Teaching Hospital will also improve quality health care and services within the community.
I want to thank the good people of Agowoye for this their good gesture. Like you all know, government cannot do it alone. They need the support of the people and the community. To have done this, I want to appreciate them. Thirdly, Agowoye has no general hospital. This can also serve as a general hospital if taken over by the university. And being a university community, it will be good for the university to take it over.
Transferring these facilities that is just lying down or used to a teaching hospital like OOTH will help in catering for the teeming rising population of Agowoye community, and this will address the health care deficit.
Speaker Right Honorable Oludaisi Elemide noted that this would aid access to better health care while giving opportunity to the residents who require tertiary health care service. The majority leader, Yusuf Sharif, had presented a petition on behalf of the residents of Itele-Awori community on the floor of the House, seeking its intervention in addressing the plight of commuters and motorists along the axis, emphasizing that there was an urgent need for government to rehabilitate the road to ease human and vehicular activities along the axis. In his response, Speaker Right Honorable Oludaisi Elemide assured the Itele-Awori community of the Assembly's intervention with the executive arm towards addressing the deplorable condition of roads in the area. In another development, a bill for a law to establish the Ogun State Boundary Commission and related matters as scheduled first reading on the floor of the House as the clerk and head of legislative service, Shakiru Adebakin, read the short title of the bill for the first time before the state lawmakers. The decision to invite former Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Adeola Odedino, alongside the Chairman and Secretary of the National Cassava Growers Association, as well as the immediate past executive members of the association, Mr. Ilori and Mr. Shegun Adewumi, as well as the project manager of the Anchor Borrowers Program, was reached at a sitting held this Tuesday, where the committee directed Wema Bank PLC to provide a detailed report of disbursements made under the program, including the list of service providers, total funds released, and relevant supporting documents. The committee at the meeting, which had in attendance the State Commissioner for Agriculture, Bolu Owotomo, directed the bank to contact the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and copy its Abeokuta branch to supply a verified list of all beneficiaries of the scheme to the Assembly for further deliberation.
We are inviting the former Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Odedino, also Mr. Ilori and Mr. Shegun Adewumi, the NCGA National Chairman and Secretary, to appear before this House next week, Tuesday, 3 p.m.
Honorable Waliu Owode said that the Committee on Public Accounts and Anti-Corruption would collaborate with the Agriculture Committee in the course of the investigation, given the fact that it concerns the disbursement of public funds.
Shortly after the adoption of the committee report, a petition from the Elegon Progressive Community accusing Ojubas Nigeria Limited and IJ Amaka Group of Companies of illegal mining activities that had caused several environmental damage, including destruction of roads, water sources, and farmlands. The Minority Leader, Honorable Lukman Adeleye, presented the findings of the House Committee on Environment, which led to the passage of a resolution requesting the warrant against Alhaji Abioye.
The activities of the companies are illegal and should have not commenced operation in the first instance. 4. It was also revealed that IJ Amaka had followed up, hence no longer operating in the ASIS 5.0 recommendations. In line with observations mentioned above, the committee hereby recommends as follows. 1. That the Federal Ministry of Solid Mineral Development is hereby advised to review the license issued to Ojiba for not complying with Section 17(2) K, D, Section 61(b), G, Section 71(1)C, Section 111, Section 116, Section 117, and Section 118 of the Federal Minerals and Mining Act 2007, along with other relevant environmental laws in Nigeria, both at federal and local state. 2. The Geological Department of the State Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment should henceforth include community development agreement as part of requirement for registering miners in our state. Okay. 3. Noting the deliberate refusal of Haji Tajuddin Abioye, the Managing Director of Ojiba Group of Companies, to honor the invitation of this Honorable House on 2 separate occasions, the committee hereby implores the Office of Right Honorable Speaker, your humble self, sir, to issue a warrant to compel the attendance of Haji Tajuddin Abioye in accordance with the provision of Section 129(1)(d) and Section 129(2) of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended.
While issuing the warrant, the Speaker reaffirmed the Assembly's commitment to accountability and environmental justice, stressing that the House would not condone any act that endangers lives or livelihoods.
By the power conferred on me under Section 129, subsection 1D and 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as altered, I hereby issue a warrant to compel the attendance of Alhaji Tajuddin Abioye, Managing Director of OGTV Nigeria Limited, and therefore call on the State Commissioner of Police to execute the warrant as a matter of urgency and public importance and produce him before this honorable House to respond to issues arising from a petition and an ongoing investigation before the House. I so order.
In a related development, residents of Elegant Progressive Community, led by Pastor Samuel Fadeyioluwa, staged a peaceful protest to the Assembly Complex at Okemosun, Abeokuta, demanding government intervention over the alleged environmental degradation caused by Ojibas Nigeria Limited. The protesters, representing several communities in Obafemi Owode local government area, including Abisodun, Adeolu, Okeodo, Oluwoshin, Ayetoro, Age, Ajerogun, and Bisodun, decried the impact of the company's mining activities on their environment and livelihoods. The speaker assured the protesters that the matter was already under investigation by the House Committee on Environment and that appropriate legislative action will be taken to address their grievances.